Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the time period of October 1st to the 22nd, 2018. I am using B playing cards. Okay. So if you guys, usually everybody should be familiar with playing card suits, but I'm just going to go over them for you as well. Okay. The diamonds represent earth sign energy, like yourself. The clubs represent fire sign energy. The hearts represent water sign energy, and the spades represent air sign energy. Okay. So, throughout the reading, I will switch off and I'll say cups, or I'll say hearts, or I'll say wands, or I'll say clubs, throughout the reading. Sometimes I do that. Okay. All right, Taurus, let's see. Welcome new subscribers to my channel as well. Please excuse the planes. I live in an area where planes usually fly by a lot. So maybe you're traveling, maybe there's a need to travel somewhere, but actually get a place. Could be Costa Rica. Maybe you're from there, or maybe you're trying to plan to go there. Maybe that's something that you want to do, like a study abroad program with your school, or maybe it's just a regular vacation that you want to take. But it's a vacation that you want to take, or someone wants to take that. But if it's not Costa Rica, then somebody just wants to do something pertaining to Hispaniola, that form, that kind of culture. So maybe you just want to study Hispanic culture, Hispaniola. You want to do research into that. Maybe this is some part of you, but maybe you're finding out that something is Latin. So maybe you could be finding out that you have Latin lineage, maybe you have Latin down the line, or maybe you had a family member that, maybe an elder or ancestor that maybe they were Latin. But that's why my hair is that way. So maybe you could be in a situation where maybe your hair is kinky. Maybe you have kinky hairs. Maybe it's curly, but it's thick. You have really thick hair. Whatever you are. Maybe you could be a black person, and maybe you got Hispanic lineage, or you could be an Asian person, or Chinese person, Japanese person. But you have Latin lineage. You have Hispanic lineage down the line, but there's a betrayal by a parent. So maybe something is going on where, like, your parent, maybe your parent hasn't been telling you, hey, you have black in your genes, you have Hispanic, or you have white or European in your genes. Everybody's mixed up. Everybody has these, especially African. Everybody has African blood way down the line, Hispanic, Latin, whatever it is, down the line. So this is something that maybe you feel I keep getting deceived by parents. Your parents, this could be a situation where you're growing up. Like, you could be a white person, but you're growing up, and for some reason maybe you're surrounded by cousins that, that maybe they're white, but maybe you're growing up thinking that, yeah, you're fully Jewish. Yes, you're fully Italian, yes, but you have other cousins that their hair is able, they can straighten their hair, better than, more. I mean, their hair is naturally straight, but maybe you're the one cousin in the family, but maybe you have thicker texture hair, and maybe that's what's going on. Or you have straight hair, and maybe you have cousins that their hair is curly, and you're like, you're asking your parents, they're like, yeah, you're white. There's no such thing as being completely white. There's no such thing as being completely black. There's no such thing as being completely Hispanic, because everybody is mixed up. So there's a situation where, like, this deception with family. There's also deception with your identity, like who you've been raised to be. There's more. Like, there's more to just being Asian. There's more to just being Puerto Rican. There's more to just being Trinidadian. There's so much more to you, your identity. Or maybe that's something that you're learning about from someone, whatever it is. Okay, let's see. But there's a I heard her say. So maybe you heard someone say something. It could be like I said, it could be pertaining to your individual identity in a family environment. Maybe you could have heard, this could be a situation here where like a parent or like some random family member, it could be a coworker. It doesn't have to be, but it feels like a family kind of situation, like a family cover up. This could be a situation where you could have heard a mom or a dad, on the phone with an aunt, or on the phone with some type of random relative, like a distant relative, a sis. Like this could be like your aunt or uncle, like your mother or father they were talking to. And maybe you heard them say, you heard them say something that you were unaware of. So it could have something to do with your identity and who you are. Maybe they said it has something to do with food. So maybe something's going on with food. Like maybe it has something to do, maybe it has something to do with Hispanic food. Maybe your mother is cooking Hispanic food, or but it's for someone. Maybe I didn't know that she knew how to make. So maybe that's where the shock is coming from. Maybe you didn't know that a parent knew how to make a particular kind of ethnic dish, and you're shocked by it. And maybe that's where the deception is coming from. So either it's food, or you actually heard some type of conversation pertaining to some type of fault in your upbringing, and it has something to do with your identity. So it could be something that somebody said that they were making for someone, or it has something to do, or maybe you heard the way someone was talking. This could be the way someone was talking on the phone, and you're like, and mom, I didn't know you knew. I didn't know. This could be a situation where you didn't know, like maybe your parents speak Spanish, or your parents speak some type of language that is outside of the language that you speak with your parent. And maybe there's an element with that you didn't know. This is like you didn't know your mom knew Spanish. You didn't know a mom or dad knew how to speak a different language other than one that you were raised up. It could be English. You didn't know. Whatever it is, you didn't know, and there's a shock with that. Okay. Okay, Taurus, you have the seven of hearts energy that is underneath. But there's a where to go or where to be, but I keep getting identity. So something is going on. Something is going on. This could be happening in hearts, usually kind of represent children. Maybe something's going on with you, having kids, but I get mixed children. Maybe you have a mixed child, and maybe there's, but there's differentiation. So maybe there's a need to, if you're like maybe you're like a white person, but you're married to a black person, and maybe there's something going on with, I get French. Maybe you're trying to teach your child French, if that's a situation, or maybe there's a need to learn French for some reason. Maybe someone that you're dating or talking to, if it's French, then maybe you're finding out that family members, maybe they speak French, but maybe they didn't teach it to you with the seven of hearts energy. But it's a why didn't they? Like maybe there's this element of why didn't, maybe there's a whole family. That's like I said, there's a whole family that knows another language but they're not speaking it around you, or they're not speaking it around a particular person. But somebody's very fluent in it. So it could be your parent, your mom, your sibling, and you're like, why don't I know how to do? Somebody wanted you to. This is interesting. Somebody wanted you to grow up with European, like what do you call it? Somebody wanted you to grow up with European ideologies, like mannerisms, those kind of things, like whatever by design. It has something to do with, maybe it's plainly European. So this could be a situation where maybe you're being raised, you're Hispanic, but you could be Hispanic. Just use an example. You could be Hispanic, but there's something that's going on. Something's going on where, like, maybe somebody wants you to wants you to indulge more in European culture and not your Hispanic culture for some reason. It's interesting. Why? I don't know. There's that could be that situation, or you're Hispanic and maybe someone does not want you to indulge with the European side of your lineage, whatever that means, or you're black and maybe you got Hispanic, you have Hispanic, what do you call it? family members and lineages, and or you're Hispanic and you have black side, but something's going on. But there's a choose one. When I say Hispanic and black, I get choose one. So maybe this is dating. Then there's a seven of hearts energy. Maybe you're trying to give yourself options in terms of dating, but it feels more identity. So maybe someone feels that maybe this is happening. This has something to do with who you're hanging out with. Maybe you should hang out with your black family members or your black friends, or your Hispanic family members, your Hispanic friends. But I was getting choose one. So maybe your mother, a parent, or somebody feels like you should choose one. I don't know why. I mean, people are people. There's going to be all kinds of people everywhere. So I don't see how you could choose one. Something about that doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's a language. Maybe it's a language that maybe someone's trying to tell. Maybe you're in school and maybe you want to practice a language. Maybe it's a language you want to learn, and maybe somebody feels like you're going to overload your brain by wanting to, I don't know, pick up more than one language or try to learn more than one language at one time. But I get something about African people. So maybe you're learning something about African people. You are African, or you have black blood, whatever the situation is, there's something is going on. But I keep getting the hair. So maybe something is going on with your hair, and you doing ancestry.com or you tracing back your roots, and you have African blood and this, that, and the third, and whatever it is. Whatever it is. It's a lot of learning and education. I always get this kind of energy for you with your identity and trying to figure out things about your identity with this kind of vibe. Okay. And it could be something that is coming through the fact that maybe you're in college, maybe you're trying to get a master's degree, a doctorate, whatever, you're studying something, but it's evoking questions in you. And you're like, wait a minute. Maybe somebody said something to you. Someone could have said something about your hair, your skin, your eyes, your mouth, your whatever it is. Maybe somebody has freckles, maybe you have freckles. But I get something about freckles is a European trait. So maybe you have freckles. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something about freckles or blue eyes, green, whatever it is. Somebody has it could be a black person that has freckles, maybe, or you're an Asian person that has freckles, or you're a white person, somebody has freckles, and it's but something about that is European type. But I guess I'm about being Scottish, or Scotland, Ireland, maybe something about that is connected to freckles. I don't know. Your King of Clubs energy here, fire sign energy. King of Clubs usually represents, Leo. Maybe you're dealing with a Leo-like element. Maybe a Leo is a cousin. But a Leo, if you're dealing with a Leo, maybe they're pointing out flaws for some reason. Like you're dealing with a Leo that's pointing out flaws. But there's also Aries and Sagittarius energies that you're also dealing with as well. But maybe those elements are family. Maybe they're uncles. Maybe it's you are an uncle, or this element is your uncle. But I get something about an Aries. But I get disgust. Maybe you're disgusted with an Aries man. Like maybe something is disgusting about an Aries man or woman or whatever it is. Something is disgusting about them. But maybe it's the remarks that they're making. Maybe this is someone that teaches you. Maybe you're in school and this element has shown up like a teacher, or they're a dad, or they're a brother of some kind. But that something that type of remark that maybe this element is making a closed-minded remark. And maybe it's for some reason they're making a closed-minded remark, but it's disgusting to you with the King of Clubs energy here. It could be a Sag, it could be an Aries, it could be a Leo, some fire sign energy, someone in your family, someone you go to school with, a student, someone that is, but there's a sit right next to you. Maybe sit right next to this element, but there's a crude remarks about black people, crude remarks about Hispanic, they're making crude remarks about people of color, whatever it is. You are a person of color or you're not, whatever it is. But is it I am too? Maybe you're trying to say, maybe this element, this could be a situation here. This could be a situation here where maybe this is a Hispanic family. This could be a Hispanic family, but something is going on. Maybe there's a black family member. Maybe somebody has a half black half black family member, or a family member that's mixed for some reason. And maybe this element, there's a favoring, maybe the Latinos or Latina, whatever. This element is favoring is favoring the Latina or Latino people in a family. This King of Clubs energy. Maybe they're not looking at the black or the mixed black child, or they're not trying to pay attention to. So this element could be showing up as you. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're doing that. You know. Maybe you're doing that. Maybe your father did that to you. Maybe your father did something crazy. Maybe a father ostracized you, or a father did something to you, or maybe a father points out your flaws, or a father. But you may have had a father that brainwashed you. Maybe your father brainwashed you when you were younger, or whatever, about being near black people, being near this, that, and the third. And maybe something is toxic about this energy. About how they raise you, how they teach. The fact that they sit next to you, they're a family member, and it's disgusting. Like you're disgusted by this element because of their remarks, But as a go back to school, I mean, you're trying to tell this element could be a friend that's making stupid, saying like they're making comments that are very like. It's the comments that they're making is kind of is showing that they're not very educated with the King of Clubs. But as a go back to school, maybe you're telling this element, you need to go back to school, parent. Maybe it's a dad, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a coworker, a friend, that needs to go back to school. Someone needs to study more. Like maybe something's going on. This element that it's a small-minded comment that they're making all the time, and it's screaming that they're not very educated. Whatever the comment is, okay, a dad, an uncle, whatever, classmate. Younger earth sign energy. This is you showing up like a page of diamonds, or you're dealing with a Capricorn, another earth sign energy being here. But is it happening to, maybe something is happening to a Capricorn like element, but she's intelligent. Like maybe there's a Capricorn energy, maybe you live with, you work with, you go to school with this element, whatever, your family member, friend, or it's you are that she, you are intelligent, you are he, she, whatever, you are that intelligent person. But this person, that they're demeaning, something is demeaning about them. This could be a situation if you're a black person. This element, like I'm going to go with professor. This element is a professor, but they're being really like they think that maybe this is a black person that is in the class. They're making assumptions, and they're making assumptions into like a black person. Maybe a black person is trying to comment on something, and maybe it's something snarky about some type of comment that someone is making, in a class, in a workplace. But this is kind of like a situation where a professor thinks that a black person in a class is not very intelligent, and maybe something's going on with that, and maybe, or whatever ethnicity or group you belong to, somebody keeps pointing out that kind of issue. This could just be the way your parents raise you. Maybe it's a parent that's doing that to someone, or you. Maybe a parent is trying to make it seem, maybe a parent or a sibling or whatever, or uncle or aunt, a parent or what family member is trying to make it seem like maybe you're not. They're trying to make comments into somebody not being educated. They're trying to make these kind of comments, but it's not true. Maybe you are. It has something to do with intellect in somewhere. It has something to do with being intellectual. So either you or it's Capricorn. This element, like they're saying something to, but yeah, that's why you're like frustrated. Like maybe that's why you're frustrated with something. Maybe you're prancing around somewhere. Maybe you're prancing around a job. This element could be a boss, but that's very demeaning. It's a boss that's very demeaning. This fire sign, like they're very demeaning boss, But there's something going on here with like a very demeaning boss that favors light-skinned people. So it could be like light-skinned black people, Could be light-skinned Hispanic people, Somebody is favoring like light-skinned coworkers. You could be that light-skinned one or not. You know what I mean? Or it's a light-skinned classmate. Maybe this light-skinned class, but she's not even that light, she or he's not even that dark. Maybe this is an element here where a darker skinned person is being favored by a professor or a boss. Like a darker skinned person is being favored. And maybe some element about, maybe you don't understand that. But it has something to do with the fact that someone is intellectual. So this could be a dark-skinned person or darker-skinned person in a job or in a school that's being favored by a teacher, professor, Like also a law office. Somebody's being favored in a law office, because they're light, because they're dark, or they're something is going on with a dark-skinned person, like a darker-skinned person, because they're intellectual. It could be the Capricorn or you. or whatever, some external energy, they're dark skin, but it's because they're intellectual that they're being favored by somebody. It's because they're intellectual that they're being favored by someone, or it's you, maybe, or it's a Capricorn, or another external earth sign energy. But that's why he likes her. Maybe somebody's dark, but they're intellectual in nature. But that's why somebody is looking past someone's skin tone. So maybe somebody's looking past yours. Someone could be looking past your skin tone, or someone's looking past a Capricorn energy skin tone. Or they're not calling on someone. Somebody is assuming, okay, I see what's going on. Somebody is assuming that there's also this element here where someone is assuming that a dark skinned person is not intellectual because they're dark, as small-minded as that. And intuitively, but that's why he's not calling on me. Like, something's going on with you. And someone not calling on you in a class. But it has something to do with language, or it has something to do with somebody's skin tone, and the reason they're assuming that, like, I'm just giving examples. They're assuming that an Asian doesn't know, an Asian person doesn't know, what do you call it? Doesn't know how to interpret some type of topic. Or a black person, they're making assumptions into, like, a black person doesn't know, how to elaborate or articulate themselves on a particular topic in a class, or, instructions in a workplace. That they're assuming that about somebody or you, whatever it is. Something is not fair about that. Maybe it's your dad. Maybe a dad is doing that, Maybe a dad, it's a chain reaction. Maybe it's a parent that is doing that to you. A parent is doing that. Maybe that's why you're that way. Maybe something's going on with you being aggressive, but it has something to do with the way a parent was with you. Maybe a parent was small-minded, and they're doing things that they don't make any sense, and it has something to do with your outcome as an adult, or the outcome of the outcome of a person. The outcome of a person. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's an external, maybe it has something to do with somebody's upbringing and education level and studying. But somebody read a lot as a kid. Maybe it's a Capricorn, or you, some earth sign external from you, or it's you. Maybe you read it. Maybe your father or a Capricorn energy. Maybe their father or your father was a Leo, some fire sign, but somebody made someone read a lot as a kid. I guess that's why somebody's brain is that way. Like, it has something to do with the fact that someone had to read every single day as a child. Your father made you do that. This could be a job. Maybe somebody really, like, pounded you down with paperwork and a job. I was in a law office, and maybe something's going on. Maybe someone is really pushing someone to study something more so that they articulate, so that someone could articulate themselves better. But maybe you're taking it too seriously, or maybe someone is taking something too seriously, or it has something to do with some type of interesting upbringing that someone had. So either somebody had a parent that was lackadaisical and they weren't paying attention to their kid, your father, somebody's father, or somebody had a parent that was heavily into having them read every day. Or study every day, or read something every study. But because of that, I think their brain is on fire. Like, somebody's brain is on fire. Like, maybe it has Brain on Fire that's a movie as well. That's a movie I saw. I didn't watch it, but Brain on Fire, it is on Netflix. The Brain on Fire has to do with the fact that there's this girl that she had all these psychological, or she had all these, like, mental, some type of something going on with her head all the time. But she was going to hospital, but they could not diagnose her. So maybe something's going on with that. Maybe this element could be showing up like a doctor. I told you to eat better. Maybe it's a doctor that I told you to eat better. Or Brain on Fire. Maybe I kind of see Brain on Fire as, like, somebody is very intellectual. Somebody is very intellectual, or somebody is intellectually inclined. Or maybe it's you, or it's a Capricorn, or some other earth sign energy, okay? Your 7 of spades energy here is all about making plans, Right? Leave. Maybe you're making plans to leave with dad, but maybe you don't want to leave a dad or some parent or mom or dad or whatever. You don't want to leave this. You don't want to leave this king of clubs energy alone. Maybe you feel maybe you feel like maybe you. That's why I said the going back and forth, the brain on fire analogy, but going from hospital to hospital. Maybe you feel like something is mentally going on with a parent. You know, maybe like it's like something may need a diagnosis, and maybe that's why you're trying to. I see what's going on. You're trying to pin a mental illness on somebody. But maybe you're trying to undercover pin some type of mental illness on a king of clubs energy. Maybe you're trying to pin, but it has something to do with what they're saying, like something that they're saying. Something that they're saying is something that they're saying is really like is strange, and some element about that. Maybe you feel like there's somebody needs a diagnosis mentally, like someone may need a mental diagnosis here. Someone needs a mental diagnosis. Maybe that's what you're talking to this king of clubs energy about, or is them that need it. Maybe it's them that need it, or it's another, or it's an earth sign energy. But I get it's not them. It's not an earth sign or you or Capricorn or Virgo. It's not those elements that need it. It's somebody's dad, your dad or professor, teacher, dad, uncle. Somebody needs. I get education. Someone needs. I was getting that from the beginning. That somebody needs an education. Maybe the seven of spades is like maybe you're trying. You're trying to set up appointments for somebody, or maybe somebody's trying to set up appointments for you. You know, with this king of clubs, maybe you're trying to set up appointments for them. But I keep getting intellect. Appointments don't have to be doctor's appointments. They could be like trainings that somebody's trying to get you to take. You know, or what else? Study groups. You know, what do you call it? The training to meet with them, like if it's a professor or some type of person, a doctor. I'm gonna go professor for now. They're trying to set tutoring sessions. That's what I was trying to get to. You're trying to set up tutoring sessions with this element. Trying to set up tutoring sessions with that element. Somebody's also trying to say that a mixed child or a person that's mixed with black and European or whatever, it's a mixed situation. Somebody's trying to, your father or some teacher, they're trying to say that they're not going to pick up on something quickly because they're mixed with black or they're mixed with something. Well, that's not true. That's why you think that this element, they need a diagnosis. You know, they're not studying, they're not in school, they're not learning, but they're somehow they're able to teach things to other people, but maybe you don't feel like they deserve that spot. Maybe you feel like they don't deserve their spot because somebody's not very educated, but they're trying to say. That's why I said the dark skin or light skin person being intellectual. Somebody's looking at somebody's skin tones to determine if they're intellectual or not. with the seven of spades. You're like, you need to go to the doctor to get your head checked out. Wow. Very interesting. But I get daughter. So maybe you're trying to make plans to take your daughter to the doctor. Maybe this is a situation here, like, if it's a doctor situation, maybe something is going on with like, something is going on here with, what do you call that ailment? But it's something that usually, you know, people of African descent, or it's something that usually black people, it's a sickle cell trait. Maybe you're white and you have a child that is half black, you know, something like that. But maybe you want to go to the doctor and see, like, you know, does my child have a sickle cell trait? You want to see if your child has a sickle cell trait. You know, maybe you want to see if you have a sickle cell trait. Whether you're fully black or you're mixed or you're Hispanic and black or whatever, some type of situation like that, you want to see, like, it has something to do with ethnicity, like a particular ethnic group has race there's a specific element that a particular group of people have that other people don't have, and it could be something that, like sickle cell, that only runs in people that are black, you know, something like that, you know. And maybe you have a mixed child, or maybe you're black and you're trying to see if you have this. But maybe a Capricorn has this trait. Oh, I see what's going on. If you're a guy Maybe something's going on with you. Maybe you don't. Something's going on here with like dreaming of somebody. Like, like I don't know. Maybe something's going on with wanting to have kids with this element, or thinking about that. If it's an external, if it's an external jack of diamonds, and maybe something's going on with getting tested for sickle cell, or having children. That's why I said intellect, with intellectuality, with having a child with black or Hispanic blood or European blood, whatever it is. Like, there's something that's crazy about it with the seven of spades, or sickle cell, or having mixed kids, but wanting to check to see, what's going to happen if we have a kid. What's going to happen if she has a kid with this particular person? Maybe something wrong with dialect. Maybe you think that someone's gonna pick up on some type of dialect. Maybe your dad, maybe your dad. I get something about maybe your dad. Maybe there's a dad that maybe a father doesn't want you to date out of your race, or something like that, and maybe it's because it has something to do with sickle cell. But I also get like bad eating habits. Maybe something's going on with bad eating habits. So but something is closed minded about that again. Like maybe somebody thinks that you're gonna pick up bad eating habits by being with a particular group of people, or as a child that could potentially pick up bad. That's not true. Like, what the hell with the seven of spades? But when I said that's not true, what the hell? I get learn more. Like, there's something going on with needing to learn more. This element, this element, I don't feel that. I feel like this is you, or this is the element that I get cracking on. Maybe somebody's cracking on you, or it's a Virgo, or I was getting it's a Capricorn that somebody's cracking on. But I get their uncle. Maybe there's an uncle. There's an uncle that is cracking on this element, but I get jealous. There's an uncle that is cracking on you, or a Capricorn, because they're jealous of them. They're jealous of them. Seven of spades. Maybe you're just making plans. I get revealed. Maybe you're making plans to reveal something to somebody. But I get daughter. Maybe you're pregnant. Maybe you're pregnant. But I get white and black. And maybe you're a white person or a black person, but maybe you're having a kid. You have conceived a child, or you're trying to, or you're pregnant with a daughter. I don't know. But it has something to do with you traveling to tell somebody that. Maybe you're traveling to tell your parent that. But they don't approve. Like, a parent doesn't approve with you trying to have a kid with someone outside of your race, your ethnic group, But it's she's gonna have that trait. So maybe it's freckles. Like, maybe somebody is really hell bent on a child having some type of trait. So it could be sickle cell. Maybe that's why. Maybe somebody's trying to marry out of their race, so they won't pick up some type of trait that a particular group of people have. So maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's hair texture. Maybe it's something going on with hair textures. Sickle cell. You know what I mean? But I'm going to be with her or him anyway with the seven of spades. Maybe that's why. Maybe a father doesn't want you to be with maybe you're non-black, or you're not a person of color, but you want to be with somebody, but a doctor or a dad or whatever. They don't feel it because it has something to do with skin tone and trait and skin tone and intellectuality and sickle cell and this, that, and the third, seven of spades. Very interesting. Or as a professor, maybe somebody doesn't want you to. Maybe somebody feels like maybe somebody feels like maybe it's I keep getting doctor. Every time I look at this element, they're a doctor for somebody. They're also a doctor. Maybe they're trying to get you to change your diet. As simple as that. Maybe that's what you're making plans to do. But something about that, like maybe you're a black person and this element is maybe they're a white doctor, but they're behind the scenes saying that black people eat this, that, and the third. Black people or Hispanic people or Mexican people, there's something about dough. Like, maybe somebody eats a lot of doughy things, and somebody eats a lot of bready things, a lot of bread, a lot of this, that, and third junk, whatever it is. Seven of spades. That's why it has something to do with somebody's education, but it's a generalization again. Like, it has something to do with generalizing. A doctor, a professor is generalizing, a dad is generalizing. But if she's not gonna have that trait, your daughter, like maybe something's going on with you having a girl, or you have a daughter already, or something's going on with being impregnated and you're pregnant with a girl, but somebody thinks that somebody's going to have some type of trait, whatever it is. Your future has the the jack of spades, younger air sign element. But I don't want to be with. Maybe you don't want, maybe you're dating this person. Maybe it's a younger air sign. Maybe it's a Gemini energy. some younger air sign element, you don't want to be with this element. But I joke. It is a jack. Maybe they joke too much about something. Maybe they joke too much about. Maybe this element is showing up like a daughter. Maybe this element is a daughter, or maybe this is somebody else's kid. But they joke about something too much. Something is joke like about them, but you also don't want to be with this element anymore. If it's somebody that you're dating, maybe that's what you're making plans to do. Maybe you're making plans to leave this element, making plans to leave them. Something's wrong with them being too small-minded. This element is too small-minded if they're a younger air sign that you're dealing with. Someone is too small-minded. So it could be a sister, it could be a sister, another sibling, or it's this element. Somebody is too small-minded somewhere, or somebody's doctor, somebody's dad, somebody's a priest. Somebody's priest is small-minded. Somebody has a priest that making jokes. There's a priest that's making jokes. There's a priest that's making jokes. It's inside of a church. They're making jokes inside of a church, huh? with the king of clubs, how are you making jokes inside of a church? Maybe you don't want to. Maybe this element of being forced to go to church by somebody, or maybe this element, maybe it's this air sign. Maybe they're the ones that maybe they're dragging you to church, or maybe somebody feels like you need to go to church, but there's something going on with a closed-minded priest, or a priest that jokes too much about a particular ethnic group or intellectuality, or there's something small about the mind of a priest. Wow, a professor, doctor, sickle cell, non-sickle cell. Dark skin, light skin, they're dark, so they're not going to know what the answer is. Like something stupid like that with the seven of spades. Jesus Christ. Your your instincts has the king of hearts energy. But you're a woman, a guy, whatever, you like this element. Maybe they're another teacher. Maybe this element is shown up like another teacher, or they're another doctor that you had in the past. They're a different doctor that you had in the past. Or a different teacher that you had for your kids in the past, something like that, or different whatever. Parents. maybe this element is showing up like a parent, another dad, a stepdad. Maybe you like a stepdad better. You like this element could be a stepdad, and this element is your biological dad. And you're like, I like my biological dad better than my new dad. This element here where you don't want your mother to date. Maybe you don't want your mother to date this element, king of clubs. Or you want a mom or a sibling to date this element. Somebody's better. Someone's better about a king of cups, a king of water, of hearts energy. Something, I almost said king of water. Something is better about a king of hearts. Maybe it's the way they teach. Maybe it's the way, maybe something is intellectually better about this person. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's something that's intellectually better about a friend. That's why you're leaving this element, king of club. You're leaving some king of clubs like element. Could be showing up like a female also. Seven of spades. That's what you're making plans to do. Your instincts are like, should I leave this school? Something's going on with you leaving a school, or a job, or a home. Something's going on within a school. There's too much judgment in a school, and maybe that's what's making you crazy. This element could be showing up like a counselor that you're trying to get advice from. Again, about a professor. You're trying to get the advice from a king of hearts about you're trying to get advice from them about a rude professor, about a rude dad, about a rude. The element could be showing up like your brother, and this is the dad. Or it's doctor situation. Maybe this element is a doctor from the past. You're trying to get advice. Did this doctor try to do something crazy to me, or he's saying crazy things to me? I guess something about a nurse. Maybe a nurse heard something. A nurse did or said something behind the scenes to this element. But that's why they're saying that. So it could be a nurse. It could be like another student if it's a school situation. It could be somebody's like, about my daughter. Somebody said something crazy about your daughter, or they did or they didn't, whatever it is. That's why you're going to this element. Could be showing up like a male or female. Just depends on the energy of the individual with the king of hearts. Maybe it has something to do with if you're a parent. If you're a parent and you have an earth sign child, maybe it's an earth sign or air sign child, I don't know. Or this is something that's happening to a Capricorn or a Virgo, whatever. Something's going on with like something's going on here with, what was I gonna say? If you have kids, maybe something's going on with, maybe you have, that's why I said daughter. Maybe something's going on with a daughter, and or if it's not health or wanting to conceive one and having picking up traits from whoever, something's going on with maybe a daughter, son, whatever. Something's going on with you trying to teach, have specialized classes for them, like extracurricular ballet, dance, what else, tutoring, whatever it is, ballet, dance, structure, like some type of structured program like that. Ballet, dance, gymnastics. You're trying to do these things for your kids, but maybe something's going on with these two teachers, and one being better, and one being less racist. Maybe you're in a black person that belongs to a very, like a elite group of, very you belong to an elite group of black people that are, uh what do you call it, financially stable, upper middle class black family, upper class black family, that you want to put your child in a ballet school. Element could be showing up like female teachers as well. You want to put them in a ballet school or gymnastics school, and somebody's saying, she's black, she's not going to pick up on these steps that we're doing. Piano classes. Wow. She's not going to pick up on it, but it has something to do with skin tone and traits, looks, ethnicity. But that's the way somebody's doing something, like trying to teach a child ballet, piano, soccer, football. But these teachers, like, this element is better. Maybe I should have stayed with. Should have stayed with a King of Hearts energy. So could be dating. Maybe you're dating this element. If you're a woman, a guy, whatever. That's why I said the kings, they don't have to be, the queens aren't showing up, but these elements could be showing up like queens also, energy wise. Maybe you're dating this element, that maybe something is driving you crazy about this element. You're like, I should have stayed with him, her. Something's better about of a king of hearts element. Something that's better about them. Okay, could be emotional. Maybe it's sex. Maybe this element is too hardcore with sex. This element is more soft. They're softer the way they have sex. This element is also showing up like a Gemini. Like they're showing up like a Gemini energy. Miss, when you're making plans to go towards, that's why I said Gemini. You're making plans to go towards Gemini energy, but I was getting leaving or trying to leave. That maybe something's going on. There are two different people. You're trying to leave this one to be with this one, or this element is also showing up like a Gemini. Maybe it's more than one Gemini. But I get that a Capricorn is going to. There's a Gemini that a Capricorn is going to, because they can't deal with a fire sign. Some Sag, some Aries, some whatever. A Leo. Somebody has a Leo as a parent, but me as a Sag that a Capricorn is tied to. Some fire sign, element, doctor, teacher, husband, wife, whatever. But they're going towards that element. But I don't want her to. Like, maybe you don't want an external Jack of Diamonds to go to a Gemini. You don't want them to go to another air sign. But I like her too, or I like him too. Maybe something's going on with a girl in a school, a girl in a school, a girl at your job, but there's more than one guy that like this element, or there's more than one guy or girl that like you, and maybe something's going on with this element. But I should have never told. Maybe you should have never told this element that you were talking to someone outside of your race, you were talking to someone outside of your ethnic group. Why does it matter? King of Clubs energy. I should have never told him or her, or maybe it's an external Jack of Diamonds that told somebody that, but that there's a she didn't. Okay, this she did not say anything to this element. If it's a Capricorn that's tied to a fire sign. If it's external, somebody external from you, external Jack of Diamonds is making plans to leave. I get leave a Sag to go to an air sign, or you're doing that. Maybe you're doing that. But maybe something's going on with you not taking an uncle. You can't deal with an uncle figure. Can't deal with an uncle, But something's going on with an uncle doing something to somebody's niece, or uncle did something to you. Maybe you're a female and you are the niece. And maybe your uncle did something to you as a child, or something crazy like that. Or uncle period did something to somebody's niece. Like something happened to somebody's niece, But when I said that, I get don't tell. Maybe this element is like don't tell. Maybe they're like don't tell. You know? Wow. Your accomplishment has a seven of diamonds. Seven of diamonds. Maybe it's about a refund. Maybe it's a maybe it's something going on with co-pays and doctors. Maybe it's a bad doctor, or maybe this element was selling something. Refund. I want a refund. Seven of diamonds. Something's going on with you wanting a refund from a king. Could be medicine. You know, maybe somebody sells medicine or whatever on site or whatever. Maybe pharmaceutical. Maybe somebody does. Maybe somebody is like something going on with ecstasy. Maybe you're trying to buy. Somebody's trying to buy ecstasy from a king of clubs. But something is having some type of pill, some type of pill that makes somebody that makes you ecstasy, Molly, some type of drug that is potentially going to make somebody high or hype at a club at whatever. But something's going on with having a bad side effect. So it could be like an Advil, it could just be regular medication, you know. But when I said Advil, I get the reason into why it's not working. So either it's not Advil. It's not Advil, or something's going on with wanting a refund. Maybe you feel this is crazy. Maybe you feel like somebody like they put a pill and a capsule that it looks like Advil, but it's not Advil. Like maybe it's just some other medication for some other thing, and you're like, why isn't my headache or why isn't my pain going away? Why isn't my pain going away? You're blaming this element for something. You want a refund from them for whatever reason. You want a refund from them. You bought something from them, you know? You bought something from that element. Or maybe it's an external jack of diamonds that bought or did something pertaining to this element, or they got something that has something to do with refunding something, refunding or trying to get a refund. Maybe there's this I almost said elephant. Maybe I almost said elephant. Maybe there's an elephant in the room with this element. Maybe there's an elephant in the room. There's an elephant in the room pertaining to this energy or this energy. Maybe somebody was making those kind of. Maybe it has something to do with somebody's. This is crazy. Maybe this has something to do with somebody's weight somewhere. Maybe it's you or an external jack of diamonds. Maybe somebody was saying something about somebody's weight behind the scenes. It's terrible. Or maybe it's that saying an elephant is in the room. Like it has something to do with some elephant being in the room. Like how are we going to handle this situation at hand? Whatever the situation is. Judging a child, judging someone's intellectuality, pills, like fake pills, and not the doctor saying crazy things behind the scenes. Professors. Boyfriends, girlfriends and boyfriends. Like, what the hell is going on? The elephant in the room. What's going on here? There's an elephant in the room. So either somebody's making fun of somebody's weight, and that's tragically terrible to say about somebody. If it's trying to say if somebody is an elephant, they're elephant, or there's an elephant in the room. Like it's what do you call it? Idioms. Idiom, whatever. Those sayings that where something is obviously there that needs to be handled. So it could be an illness, it could be the fact that someone is judging somebody in a school, in a home. Wow. Your spiritual self has the ace of diamonds right next to the jack of diamonds. But I want to have all this diamond energy here. But maybe you want to do business with this I keep saying elephant. Maybe somebody is. I don't know what the deal is. Elephants are usually symbolic of good wealth and fortune. So maybe something is going on with that. Maybe you want to do business with this energy, fire sign. Maybe you want to do business with them, and maybe somebody's using all the cash. So maybe this energy is using all the cash, and maybe that's why someone's going to argue wanting refunds. Maybe you feel like you're not profiting properly with some type of business that you have with this energy. But somebody's using some type of money, or something happened with somebody's kid, and or some type of housemate situation where like somebody was taking dance classes somewhere. A child, you put your child in dance class, you're taking a dance class, but somebody said a crazy comment about the child, you know, Are you? And that's why I want a refund. I don't like what you said. Cousin, I don't like what you said or did to my cousin. So I want a refund. Maybe your cousin was in one of the dance classes. A sister, a sibling. This element could have been a sister, a sibling, a child that was taking classes, football, whatever it is. And they're trying to say, they're trying to talk about the size of a child. Wow. But the she should not have been dancing. So maybe it's you're that she, or this element. Somebody was dancing somewhere. Could be a club setting. Could be a club. Maybe it's a club that somebody's going into, a party that somebody is being invited to, and maybe there's people making fun of them. You or this element, you know? Somebody's making it the best. When I pick up this card, there's something that's the best about you, something that's the best about an external jack of diamonds. Something that's the best about them. But maybe people are making fun of them somewhere, at a club, at a party, in a school, or you. That's why I said not fair, or somebody's kid, like or maybe somebody could be. This could be like a heavy set black woman, or a heavy set white person, or heavy set whatever. Heavy set person is going into a club, and maybe they're dancing, but maybe there's people that are making fun of that because they're heavy set, or you. Maybe someone's going on dancing near or by, or going out with someone maybe someone's going on with you, trying to go out with somebody. But maybe if you're a guy, you're trying to go out with this element. And if something is going on with maybe their size, maybe they're heavier than you, they're bigger than you, or you're bigger than them. Somebody's bigger than somebody somewhere. Trying to invite this element somewhere. You know? This element could be a friend. This element could be showing up like a friend, but they're rude. They're a rude friend, and that's why you're getting advice from this element. Okay? Your mentality has, what the hell is this? The Ace of Spades? Ace of Spades energy here. You need a new idea. But there's into how to be with someone. This Ace of Spades is showing up how to be with somebody somewhere. Trying to be with someone. Trying to figure out ways to be with somebody with the Ace of Spades. Something is difficult. So spades, maybe you're trying to be with this element. Maybe if you're a guy, maybe there's this element here where you really want to be with this element. If it's not a child, it could be a kid. Or you want to be with someone. You want to be with either one of these two elements. Or a guy or a woman, whatever. But something's going on. Something's going on with you really, like, something's going on with the fact that you don't want somebody to judge. You don't want friends or family members to judge someone that you're trying to do something with. Intellect. You don't want somebody's intellect to be judged. You don't want somebody's body size to be judged. Yours, theirs. So you're trying to not look at someone or pay attention to them. So that's why you're trying to go to this element. But you really don't like them, but there's a forcing to be with. Maybe you feel forced to be with this element for some reason. Maybe they're the same race or ethnicity as you. And they match your intellectuality, whatever that means. Or not. I don't know. Something is also not true. Maybe something is going on, but that's why I said learning and need to learn with the Seven of Spades. Something is going on. That's why I said maybe you're listening to a parent too much about hanging with certain people, being with a heavyset person, and being embarrassed because somebody is heavyset, or you're heavyset and something's going on with that, or a kid. You know, maybe you're trying to, you feel forced to hang out with be with this element because the parent said so. So a parent told you to be with this element. You know, they don't want you to be the heavy-set black person. They don't want you to be with the dark-skinned person. But somebody has their mind that they think that someone is not intellectual because of their skin tone. Because of their group, where they come from, or they think someone you want to sleep with somebody, but somebody thinks someone has that could potentially get pregnant and give the child a sickle cell trait, you know, or it's a kid. Something's going on with the intellectual, you know, teaching a child something, but a child is mixed, or you're thinking that maybe you're a black person, you're dating somebody white, you know. Or you're black, or you're white, you're dating somebody black, and the dad is like, you know, your child is gonna be this way, but you're like, you are not educated. You are not educated. Your child is going to be this way. Your child is going to have this trait. Your child is not going to pick up on language properly. This could be a situation where maybe it's a Hispanic family that has maybe it's a Hispanic family that has maybe you're Hispanic and you're dating someone black, but something's going on with the child. The fact that the child is being born black, you're Hispanic and black. Something's going on with the language, with the child learning the language. Wow. What's changing for you as the Ace of Hearts? Ace of Hearts energy here. Ace of Hearts. Maybe you wanna work with this element. They get good advice. This element gives you good advice somewhere. They give good advice into your dating prospects, opening your eyes. You're being with someone and trying not to listen to a parent that is or a housemaid or a dad or uncle that they need to be. This education that is needed to be had. Ace of Cards. Very interesting. That's why you're connecting with this element. This could be you just left a fire sign to go to a water sign element in terms of dating. Because they were too much. Someone was too much about them, or they were talking about your parents, or they were talking about somebody's kids, and this, that, and the third. This could be like this could be a situation. It doesn't have to be race and race, or race on race, ethnicity on ethnicity. This could be a situation. This could be a black family that is moving like this. With intellectual, comparing the intellect of another family member to another family member, language, the language of a child not knowing a language, Spanish, whatever it is, Spanish, Mandarin, because it's just because they're somebody's upbringing or reading something as a child, Your resolution has the Six of Hearts energy. But so why does this keep returning? Something keeps returning. It means an issue. But yet parents, some issue with parents keeps returning. Some issue with parents keeps returning. They keep talking about your kids. But yet they keep talking about your weight. Maybe you're too small. Maybe maybe something's going on with your size. Somebody's size. Maybe they keep talking about somebody's weight. Weight, child. Being half black and white, intellect, and maybe something going on in a school. Why does this keep returning? Maybe it's this person. Maybe you're not using something that's karmic. Maybe you're not using your intuition into why a King of Cups keeps a King of Hearts energy. You're not using your intuition into why they keep returning. But they're giving you good advice. Oh, I see what's going on. Something's going on. Maybe you're married to somebody, but your ex. Element is the ex that keeps returning. But you don't understand. But they keep returning because it's karmic. But it's for a reason. Maybe you're dating or married to someone that they're really not good for you. But this element, maybe they're a past lover. They're an ex-lover, but they keep coming back all of a sudden. Maybe you're dreaming or thinking about them all the time. Something crazy like that. You're like, why? But they're trying to show you the way. Like this element may be trying to show you the way, or that element, somebody's trying to show you the way. They're trying to show you the way, the right way, whatever that means. They're trying to show you the right view of something, the right way. They're trying to educate you on a parent. They're trying to help in a school. Maybe it's teachers, tutoring, language, whatever it is. Who to be with. They're trying to give you, they keep return, whatever it is, they keep returning, but it's for a reason. Because something that you have going on here. With your children, with you, with doctors, with doing business with somebody. This could be an element where this element could have been an old business partner that you had. And maybe they keep trying to work with you, but maybe something's wrong with their looks. Or they keep trying to be with you for some reason. Maybe they're a better prospect, but you're not seeing them as a better prospect. But there's something going on with someone that you already do business with. Maybe they're not. Maybe someone is chauvinistic and is driving you crazy with this element. Or they keep bragging about stuff that doesn't matter. Or they're talking about other women and their weight, size, and stupidness like that. Or as a friend that you dissed off in the past. So for some reason, they keep returning all the time, but it's for a reason. Because maybe you're really supposed to be with this King of Hearts. You're supposed to be with them. But you're also going towards a younger air sign element. But I keep getting the Capricorn. They keep going towards maybe something's going on. Something's going on with you. Maybe you're looking at someone, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're looking at a jack of diamonds, but maybe you're not supposed to be with them for some reason, or you are. But maybe this element keeps returning all the time. But I don't want to be with someone of the same race as me. You don't want to be with someone as the same ethnic group as you. You don't want to be. Maybe that's what you're talking to this element about. Maybe this element is the same ethnic group as you, or not, or whatever. You don't want to work with someone of the same ethnic group as you, race as you, intellect as you. Maybe you want to talk to someone that is intellectually on a different level than you, and maybe something's going on with insecurity with that, and or them, and something crazy like that. All right, let's see what the outcome is, Taurus. Oh, the star, sign of Aquarius. But I had enough of. maybe this element, somebody's shown up, maybe this element has shown up like an Aquarian, or maybe maybe this King of Clubs has shown up like an Aquarian. The star, they're showing, they get the small-minded comments. They're making small-minded comments. Pertaining to someone that you have your eyes on. Pertaining to your child. Pertaining to coursework. Whatever. This could be the element, or it's just an Aquarian period. That's why you're going to this element. Maybe they're an Aquarian. Maybe it's an Aquarian that's shown up, or if it's not a Gemini. Maybe they're showing up like an Aquarian. They're showing up. The Aquarian is showing up like a Jack because they're showing up like a Jack because their mind is small. That's why the Aquarian is showing up like a Jack and not a King. Because they're making small-minded comments. It has something to do with education level. Their education level. But you feel forced to be with them. But something's going on with maybe your mom wants you to get advice wants you to not talk to a specific person that is of different race or ethnicity than you, whatever. But they're trying to, the person that is of the same, that's why I said I don't want to be with the same, I don't want to get advice from someone who is of the same ethnic race group as me. But this element is the same group of the same race or ethnic group as you, but you don't want advice from them because they're small-minded, but your parent wants you to get advice from them only, and not a Capricorn. Because maybe the Capricorn is maybe a different skin tone than you, ethnic group than you. Whatever, the star. Wow. But you're like, I can't take it. You want to venture out. Like you don't want to be stuck around with the same. You don't want the same. You don't want the same. Maybe you feel something is redundant with an Aquarius. Something is redundant about an Aquarian energy. They're redundant and something is small-minded, and that's why they're showing up like a Jack. But you're going towards them. But you feel forced to do that. You're not forced to do anything. It's whatever. You have complete self-control. What's going on? You have complete self-control, star. You have complete self-control. Nobody has that much power over you to tell you not to talk to a specific person. Huh? All right. Or work with someone, or refunds and whatever it is. Children, ballet classes and whatever it is. This could be a situation if you're a white person and you have white kids. Maybe something's going on with black teachers, like putting your kids in a class that is run by a black person. Maybe something's going on with that. Light skin, dark skin, intellectual people, not intellectual people in a law office. But then why does it matter? Look, I'm looking at the Jack of Spades. Maybe you're an Aquarius. Maybe you're talking to an Aquarius. You're like, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Like maybe you're trying to drum that in their ear. Like somebody's not listening and something's wrong. Something is wrong with someone. Something's wrong with them. Somebody has like a psychosis. Like something's going on. The racist and the prejudice, whatever it is, something's going on. But it's something about that. It's a form of psychosis, and maybe it's something's going on. Maybe you're trying to tell a parent or a housemate, or you're trying to explain that a classmate. You're trying to tell somebody that, but they're not listening. You're trying to tell a Sag that. Trying to tell somebody that, and somebody's not paying attention. You see, he or she, somebody has like some type of what do you call those things? It's a form of it's some type of psychosis, like, or some type of like sociopathic. Somebody has like sociopathic tendencies, but your parent wants you to get advice from them, but you're like, he or she, there's something that's sociopathic about somebody. They're sociopathic. They're sociopathic. All right, Taurus. Let me know how it resonates. Be well. Take care. Bye.